Hey guys, in this video we're going to go over the probability test study guide. So this first part we're going to talk about if they're independent or dependent. So remember, independent means that no matter what you get on the first one, it does not impact the second one. And dependent means that it does depend on what you get for the first one for the second one. So spinning a spinner and rolling a dice. It doesn't matter, they don't impact each other, so they are independent. They are independent. Flipping a coin twice, doesn't matter what you get on the first time for the second time. Eating a Skittle out of a bag, then grabbing a second Skittle. It is dependent because when you go to grab the second one, there's gonna be one less in the bag. Picking two shirts out of your drawer at the same time. Well, you can't pick the same shirt at the same time, so they are dependent. Picking a King of Hearts from the deck, putting it back, and then picking an ace. That's going to be independent because when you pick the second time, there is the same number of cards in the bag. Picking a blue marble, keeping it out, and then picking a second marble is dependent because marbles will be a different amount the second time you pull it out. Picking an apple from a fruit bowl, replacing it, and picking a banana is going to be independent because you're putting it back. A spinner is divided into 8 sections numbered 1 through 8. You spin it 40 times, the results are below. So this is going to be an experimental because you've actually done it for these results. So the probability of getting a 6 written as a fraction. So getting a 6, we had 1, number of times, so getting a 6 was 6 times out of 40. Okay, we're going to simplify that, and that's going to be 3/20ths. Then let's change it to a percent, so 3/20ths equals x over 100, which would be 15%. Getting an odd number is going to be 4, 5, 5, and 4, which is going to be a total of 18 out of 40. Let's simplify that to 9/20ths. Change 9/20ths to be x over 100 for our percent, and that is going to be 45% when you cross multiply divide. So the next one, those were both the theoretical. Now, what is the probability of getting an odd number theoretically? Okay. Well, how many numbers were there? There was 8. How many are odd? 4. So 4 out of 8, which is going to be 1/2. 1/2 equals x over 100, which is going to be 50%. Okay, for this next one, throwing a dart at board 1, what's the probability of getting beat? Well, remember we need to have even sections. So how many sections are there? There's 6. And B is 1 out of the total of 6. What is the probability in board 2 to get A or B? So let's divide it again into even sections. How many sections are there? There's 8. And for B, A or B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections out of the total of 8. Okay, let's divide this one up again. Okay, how many sections? There's 8 again. How many are not B? So it's everything but B. It's going to be 7 out of 8 again. If you throw a dart at board 2 and board 3, 2 and then 3, what is the probability of getting a C, then a C? So to get a C on board 2 is going to be 1 out of 8 times a C on board 3, which is going to be 6 out of 8. Multiply straight across, 6 out of 64. Simplify it to 3 over 32. Those are independent because it doesn't matter what you get on the first one for the second one. So a bag of Skittles has 6 green, 4 blue, 5 red. You choose a Skittle at random without replacing it. You're not putting it back in, you choose another one. So green, then green. So our total altogether was 15. So I'm just going to write that at the top so I don't forget. So green the first time was 6 out of 15. Now we're not putting it back in, so there's 1 less. green and one less total. You can multiply straight across, or I'm going to cross simplify. 6 and 14 can both be simplified. 5 and 15 can be 1 and 3. Multiply straight across is going to be 3 over 21, which also can be simplified to 1/7. So green then blue was 6/15 times blue, which is 4/14. Again, one less total, but the blue is still going to be 4. So we'll cross simplify. That's 3 and 7. Can't cross simplify. Oh, can't cross simplify the other way. So 3 times 4 is 12. And then 15 times 7 is 105. Okay. The next one is both red. So to get red the first time is 5 out of 15. To get red the second time is going to be 4 out of 14, and we can simplify those two fractions. So 1/3 times 2/7 is going to be 2 over 21. Okay. So back on this one, we can simplify this a little bit down to be 4 over 35. So that should be your final answer. So you spin a spinner twice. The probability of spinning E and then a vowel, they're all equal. So to get an E is going to be 2 sections out of 6, which then would be vowel, which would be 4 out of 6. We can simplify those to 1/3 times 2/3, which gives you 2/9. So right as a fraction, decimal, and percent. You roll a standard number cube. What is the probability of getting a number less than 6? Well, there's 5 numbers less than 6 out of 6. You can just divide 5 divided by 6 and gives you 0.83 repeating, or 83.3 repeating percent. Okay, the Dairy Shack has 3 flavors of ice cream: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, 4 toppings: fudge, sprinkles, cherries, almonds. How many combinations are there? Well, there's 3 for ice cream times the 4 for the toppings, which gives us 12 combinations. Donovan has a black hat, green hat, white hat, red hat. So that's 4 hats times how many shoes, dress shoes or sandals, times 2, which is going to give me 8 combinations. Fran spins a spinner twice. All the sections are equal sizes. What's the probability to get a 4 both times? Well, to get a 4 the first time is going to be 1/4. Times 1/4 for the second time. Sorry about that. So 1/4 times 1/4, these are independent. It doesn't matter what you get on the first time. It's going to be 1/16. What's the probability of getting a spinner that on spinner number 1 that will land on a B? Well, that's going to be 1 out of 2. Then we'll land on a number less than 4. Is going to be 3 out of 4. Then on green is going to be 1 out of 3. So what I would do is multiply straight across, and we would get 3, and 2 times 4 times 3 gets me 24, which then simplifies to 1/8.